Shalom. Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Herawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Karab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala. And now today I'll be coming out with a lesson, and it's on this article I already previously read it, so I won't read a lot of this article, but I will read the main part of this article. But nonetheless, with the happenings that's going on over there, and how they say the East right now, uh, your boy, yeah, everybody's favorite here in Babylon, America, Bo Jiden has told uh the Prime Minister Netanyahu, but I like to say not a Jew. That it will not participate in the counter strike against Iran. So basically, this is America trying to wash its hands. I won't say wash its hands. This is America trying to not be drawn in to a war, but it is inevitable. But nonetheless, you know, Babylon basically telling them 48 fakers that they're not gonna help them. And the scripture came to my you know, and I'll bring it out after I read a little bit of this article. It says President Joe Biden and senior members of his national security team seeking to contain the risk of a wider regional war following a barrage of Iranian missiles and drones directed toward Israel have told their counterparts the U.S. will not participate in any offensive action against Iran, according to U.S. officials familiar with the matter. So, because they know Iran is ready to go to war, and Persians, Ishmael, Arab, whatever you want, they ready to fight. They ready to throw them hands. They be ready all the time because Iran is a military state. Continuing, it says in a conversation with Prime Minister Netanyahu, late Saturday, Biden sought to frame Israel's successful interception of the Iranian onslaught as a major victory, with the suggestions that further Israeli response was unnecessary. And what they don't understand is those Iranians, they're playing chess. That drones and all that stuff was just merely a first wave. They have a first, second, and a third wave that they're going to use. That third wave is going to consist of ballistic missiles, not nuclear payload, but ballistic missiles. You know, short range or medium range ballistic missiles, or even long range. But they won't have nuclear payloads. But still, a ballistic missile is dangerous. It has a heavy yield or kilotons, whichever one, you know what I'm saying, that word you want to use, of destructive power. But of course, you know, it's basically like Babylon America's also saying like, yeah, you did that. You don't need to do nothing else. Because America secretly wants a war, but don't want to be pulled into a war. But Israel going to drag them into it and expose them and expose their hand. Just look at what's going on over there in between China and Taiwan right now, with Esau over there with the tomfoolery. But let's continue. It says Biden told the Israeli Prime Minister in his phone call that he should consider Saturday a win because Iran's attacks had been largely unsuccessful and demonstrated Israel's superior military capability, and a senior administration official said. But that's actually not true. A lot of those drones and those I would say uh regular missiles that they were shooting, a lot of those drones and missiles was penetrating the dome, that is the supposed Iron Dome over there. When they come down 48 Fakers over there. So I'm talking about, and it was flying over to some of the iconic places in Israel, such as Bethlehem, Jerusalem, and so forth and so forth. So that Iron Dome didn't stop literally 100 plus drones. It couldn't shoot down all 100. It may be even more, but it's not really a win. It's just uh, Slovakia. It's just it's hype. Really and truly, they're losing. Those Edomites over there that's posing as the real people of the Lord, they actually losing. They getting their behinds handed to them by Iranians, by the Houthis, by Hezbollah, by all these various rebel groups. Well, I won't say rebel groups. I would say freedom fighters, because they rebelling against wickedness over there. You know. But let's continue. It says John Kirby, the White House National Security spokesman, said Sunday the ability to prevent widespread damage was a demonstration of Israel's military superiority and proof that Iran was not the military power that they claim to be. Yes, Iran is. Them Iranians, they the ones came up with a game called Chaturanga, which is chess. So these Edomites think, oh yeah, this that, like they playing chess, man. They are playing chess over there. It's gonna be a three-wave attack. That first wave was the drones. You know what I'm saying? With 100 plus, 150 plus drones with missiles here and there. The second wave finna be more drones, but with some more with more equipment to do battle. And then that third wave, that's gonna be the real haymaker that they're talking about. But let's continue. I'm gonna read a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna just bring out this scripture because the scripture in Isaiah, because America is really on that you know trying to back up and not deal treacherously, but it's gonna happen to them. It says, continuing. It says, this was an incredible success, really proving. See, this is, by the way, this is CNN, so we already know CNN is not a credible source for the truth. As you can see, they're trying to inflate this whole happening with Iran and Israel. When if you really look at the real news, them Edomites that's posing, 48 faking, the 48 fakers, they losing. They getting their behinds handed to them. They getting beat by regular citizens over there. But let's continue. Like citizens that decide to be freedom fighters and fight for their country. They're supposed to be so superior, but they getting clapped and getting dropped and getting ambushed by regular everyday men who fighting for their country, man. And they getting their behinds handed to them. They don't want to tell you that Israel is spread it out across 7 plus fronts fighting. But let's continue. It says this was an incredible success, really proving Israel's military superiority and just as critically their diplomatic superiority. Yeah, posturing. It says they have friends in the region. What friends? Israel don't have no friends in the region other than Babylon, America. It says that they have around the world that are willing to help them. Oh, okay, well, don't look like it to me. Kirby told CNN's Jake Tapper on the State of the Union. The Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin asked his Israeli counterpart, Minister Yoav Gallant, to notify the U.S. ahead of any potential response to the Iranian attack, according to another U.S. official. Even as American officials stressed to their counterparts that the final decision on how to respond to Iran is up to Israel, Biden has sought to prevent a wider scale escalation of the conflict. Well, you can't prevent that because the Lord said He's going to do that. So that's why these things are happening. The Lord is gathering these nations. A war, a sound of battle is in the land. Yeah, it keep trying. I'm gonna skip a little bit of this. Um, I'm gonna start down here. It says whether Netanyahu takes Biden's advice remains a question. Iranian reprisals came at a moment of deep tension between the men over the war in Gaza. Throughout that conflict, the limits of American influence on Israel decision making has been laid bare. Iran's decision to fire weapons from its own territory towards Israel significantly ratchets up the long simmering enmity between the two countries. There will likely be political pressure from inside of Israel, from inside Israel for some type of response. Yeah, I see it almost. But nonetheless, what caught my attention was this scripture right here in Isaiah chapter 33 about America wouldn't help Israel with a counter offensive and or a counter strike. This is Isaiah 33 and 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled." So it says, "Woe, woe again is destruction, it is judgment to what? To those that spoil." Esau, Edom, has spoiled the earth, and nobody came to spoil them. So it says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled." So woe to those who was stealing and spoiling places and was not stolen and spoiled themselves. It says, "And dealest treacherously, and they dealt treacherously." It's like dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt become spoiled. Thou shalt be spoiled, Salakia. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So it says again, woe to those that spoilest and was not spoiled. See, right now America is trying to play this role where they not trying to get in no war and get in no fights. Well, guess what? They're gonna get drawn into one. And when it comes down to Edom, just like, okay, we ain't gonna do this no more in the world. Guess what? As soon as they stop, that's when they're gonna be spoiled. As soon as they stop dealing treacherously, that's when they're gonna be dealt treacherously with. When it come down to that, because these devils have been doing great wickedness in the earth, and this is one of those moments where America was like, nah, we ain't finna help, because they already know, because he might be incompetent to a degree, but he know what's gonna start a war. But the war's already been started by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, so this thing still got to happen. So again, I'm gonna read this one more. I'm gonna read the scripture once more, and I'm gonna end it. So it says, "Woe to thee that spoilest and was not." So woe to thee that spoilest and thou wast not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. So when Esau ceased from spoiling, he gonna be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So when Esau stopped dealing treacherously, that's when these other nations are gonna do the same thing to him. So you reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. You know. So let's see. Okay, Con, that was it. So yeah, it was just I was just when I read this article that particular scripture, you know, came to my through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And with that, Shalom.